Hi, hello out there, welcome. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful day. Thanks for being here. Um, Today, it was highly requested to do another gentle yoga session this Sunday. So here we are. We're going to do gentle yoga today. And I'm actually thankful because yesterday, my new hobby, we went bike riding for 30 miles. So I can also use this class. So please say hello in the comments, especially if you're new. I'd like to know where you're from. And let's see. Oh, Alice, thank you. With Wait, if not for these classes, you'd still be in your PJs. Yes, you and I both. So I'm happy to have you guys here. Rosanna, you made it. Vida, hello, Jenny. And I know Emily is there. I saw her, but I don't see her on here. Hi, Suresh, welcome. And John and Lily and Roseanne. So I'm glad you guys are all here. So if you have 2 blocks and a strap would be nice. If you don't have it, it's okay. You can use a pillow or a beach towel. And if you don't have those, you can just go without. So let's get started. And we're gonna, oh, I love you too, Rosanna. Let's go lift our arms up and make circles here. Of course, if you have injuries like a frozen shoulder or something, modified things shouldn't hurt, right? So if something hurts, don't go that far. We're just going to stretch really high on one side, lengthening your spine as if you're reaching like an apple off a really high tree. So you're just lengthening up on one side of your shoulder, lengthening up. Oh, hi, Azul, Emily, Christina. Welcome. And now you're going to walk your hands out to the side and you're going to do a side bend. So as far as you're comfortable, you're going to turn the whole chest up and feel that side stretch. If you're more flexible, feel free to bend the elbow. So don't do this if it's too much. Okay, some people are more flexible, so they need to go deeper to feel a better stretch. So it's not about how you look in your stretch. It's it's not about how far you stretch, it's about how well you stretch. So what it looks like. Hi, Azul, welcome. Thanks for joining today. And Daisy G. Oh, Emily, hi. Yay, we got the team. All right, now you're gonna make a fist and circles here. And you're just gonna circumduct the whole shoulder. So if you can, you're gonna make big circular motions here. So circular motions help with circulation. And Fernando Mendoza, welcome. And then we're going to go to the other side. Make a fist and circles. And then nice big shoulder rolls. Oh, and Lana, you're welcome for the class. Thanks for being here. Okay, you're going to lift and lengthen super straight, lengthening up through the crown of your head. And then you're just going to drop your ear to one shoulder. So I'm going to do my right side. If you're mirroring me, you do your left. And then you can take your opposite hand, walk it out, or just let it lift up in the air. As you inhale through the nose, as you exhale through the mouth, let your shoulder, hand, and head be heavy. Let it be heavy so we can stretch out and erase some of these lines of tension that we chronically carry on the side of our neck. So we're going to slowly begin to nod your head forward and back. Just gently nodding your head forward, rolling it forward, chin to the chest, and back to feel, you might feel some snap, crackle, pop. We all carry these a lot of tension here. Good to just nod it out. And welcome back, Tracy from Philly. Good to see you. And then you're going to take your nose and you're going to just look down to your knee. So whatever side your head is bent towards, you're going to look down at the knee. And from there, you're going to make little circles with your nose, as if you're drawing a circle with your nose. And this will stretch the opposite front part of your neck, the scalenes. So you can make the circles as big or small as is comfortable for you. And Abigail and Dan, hello, welcome. Got you on a different platform today. Oh, no, you don't. Okay. And then take your nose the opposite direction. Good. And then let's come back to center. Lengthen up through the crown of our head. And then just scoop your shoulders forward. Shrug them up to your ears. Roll them back. Squeeze between your shoulder blades. And then bring them down. Again, scooping them forward. Rolling them up to the shoulders, to the ears. Rolling them back and down. And you can turn your chin over to your left. And then over to the right. And back to center. You might already notice the difference in tension that a little neck stretch can do. So we're just going to inhale, lengthen, exhale, drop your head to the other direction. If you like extra, you can pick your hand out to the side. Inhaling through your nose, out your mouth. And just let it go. And when you're ready, you're going to nod your head slowly, tucking the chin towards the chest, and then rolling your head and neck back. So if your neck is really tight and it doesn't want to go back, don't force it, because that'll just defeat the purpose. Because if you're tight and tense, then you might strain your neck. So you want to do this with relaxation. That's right. Exhaling out of the mouth, in through the nose, and then looking at the knee and making little circles in one direction with your nose, stretching out the scalenes on the front of your neck. And then slowly taking it the opposite direction. And release. And then come back to center. And we're going to do one twist here. So we're going to twist towards the opposite knee and lift up through the crown of your head. So the twist starts at the belly button, and then you rotate your ribs. And then other side. So one hand is behind you. I like to go on my fingertips. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Start to mobilize in our low back and our spine, and see how tight you feel as we begin here. And release. All right, we're just going to close our eyes now for a minute to connect to our breath before we begin. So closing your eyes, sitting in any comfortable position. So as you inhale, let your belly expand. And as you exhale, just let go of everything else that's going on in your outside world. so that you can be here for this hour that we've committed to yoga, so we can make the most of it. So again, inhale, nice deep breath. The belly, ribs, and chest rise on the inhale and then fall on the exhale. Belly, ribs, chest rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale. Okay, then we're going to start to increase deepening our breath. So you're going to inhale nice and deep, filling all the way up to the collarbones with air, and then hold your breath for a moment. Open your mouth and blow it out. 2 more times like that. Inhale, filling up all the way to the collarbones, and then holding your breath. Opening your mouth and blowing it out. Last time, inhaling, holding your breath. If you can, hold it a little longer. We're trying to reset our stress levels. So lifting your chest, taking the sides of your neck back. Hold your breath in. We'll do 10 more slow seconds. Open the mouth and blow it out. So we'll take our hands in front of our hearts and drop our gaze. And just take a moment to call up an intention for today's class. And we'll seal that in with 3 ohms. Inhaling deeply. All right, now you open your eyes, and then we're going to start laying on our backs. If you have blocks, then you can start in a chest opener. So if you have blocks, I'll show you without blocks in a moment. If you have blocks, usually most people do the second highest level, just under the shoulder blades or on the bra strap, and then they grab another block under your head. So this works for most people. And if you want a Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together with the knees out wide, you can also just grab a pillow from your couch, or you can take a towel and roll it up like so, and you just want some kind of thoracic heart opener. So whatever you can book, you can put anything under here to lift it up a bit, okay? And then feet can be flat on the floor, or you can bring the soles of the feet together with the knees out wide. So you can either put it that way or the long way, which also opens up, right, your shoulders, which are in an internally rotated position most of the day. So you want to open up. So either way is fine. And if you don't have any of the props, it's fine. You can just lay down and do this. And try to lift up your sternum, press your elbows down, lift up your sternum, and find some kind of opening, some heart opening. Okay? So let's do just a few more deep breaths here. Sometimes we need to open our hearts and our thoracic spine this way just so that we're open and receptive to giving and receiving more love in our lives. So let's go ahead and bring our knees together, feet flat on the floor. Hi, Teresa. I'm glad you can make it. Lift your arms up and then grab opposite elbows and just relax it back down if you can. And release. So you're going to roll over to your left side. So you can just put your head here. If you have a pillow or a block, it's more comfortable to put a pillow under the left ear. And then you're going to take your left arm out, your right arm over, and you're going to try to, if you have something between your knees, it's even better so you can squeeze in to turn on your adductors. And you want to pull the knees up as much as you can. And we'll start with a little chest opener. So you're just going to inhale and open up your chest. And you're going to turn. So this is a chest opener, and also your spine is starting to mobilize, right? So you can feel your spine and your starting to open, and your chest nice, easy. The gaze follows your hand. Inhale, exhale. So inhale, exhale. Okay, now we're going to turn it into a shoulder exercise. So this will help with your mobility and flexibility of your top shoulder. You're going to take peace fingers with your right hand, and then you're going to pretend they're pieces of chalk, and you're going to describe a rainbow. Try to keep your hands on the floor as you go all the way to 180, and then rainbow back. So again, this is also where you find your blind spots in the yoga. Like if my fingers can't touch the floor right here, then I know there's some kind of mobility issue there that's hindering my full range of motion in the shoulder joint, right? So inhale up. And then if you're able to, you can just go ahead and make a full circle all around your body. 2. And last one. 3. Good. And then you're going to release, and you're going to turn around to the other side. So stacking your hips one over the other. The right hand comes down. The left hand is over. And first you're going to start with that chest opener. Real gentle, nice and easy. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Fingertips to the floor. And let's see if you can describe a rainbow on the floor. So try to keep your fingers from lifting up. See if you can keep it on the floor the whole time. And see if you have that full range of motion in your shoulders. If you're able to, you can make a full circle jumping over your hips. Let's do 2 more times. And last time. Hi, Maria. Welcome. And we're going to release. Go ahead and remove your props off of your mat. And we're going to have our feet flat on the floor. And then we're going to have our elbows pointed straight down with our palms facing each other. And we're going to press down with the feet and lift up your hips. So hip flexors, squeeze your glutes on the way up. See if you can lift up as high as you can. Squeezing the glutes and then pressing it down. So lifting up, squeezing your glutes, your hamstrings, and tapping it down. Let's do 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And if you can, clasp your hands behind you. Walk your shoulders together. Please modify if you have shoulder issues here. And then press down with your hands, the pinky side of your arms. Press straight down. Lift your hips up. And if you can, bring your feet a little closer together. And if you can, see if you can lift the right leg a little bit or a lot. Up to you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then other side. So we're firing our glutes separately to see our blind spots. Like this one is way easier than the other one, probably for you too, or opposite. Release and slowly lower down. Okay, let's take the right leg up and interlace your fingers behind your hamstring here. So from here, you're going to point your toe and flex it. Point your toe and flex it. Point your toe and flex it. Okay, so feel how tight your hamstrings are. If you're able to, you're going to straighten both legs. If that's too much, you can keep it bent. Okay, straighten both legs and then scissor the inner thighs toward each other. And then say hello to your hamstring. Take your right hip down a little bit and you can slowly begin to walk up your leg. If you have a strap or a belt or even a little piece of towel, you can put it around your arch of your foot like so. And you want to always stretch to like your 60 or 80%. Don't worry about what it looks like. No one can see you anyways. You just want to feel a good stretch, okay? And then let's change sides. So left leg comes up and you're going to point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. And you'll notice tightness and tension in your shin and the back. And again, you can straighten the legs, scissor your inner thighs. And feel how tight your hamstrings are compared to the other one. And just be okay wherever you are. All right, we're going to do a little core work since I got you here on your back. So I'll show you the easiest way to do it first and then the harder way. So the easiest way to do it is to bend your legs and to just tap one foot and one foot. That's the easiest core exercise. You can do this or you can straighten it. This is medium. So you choose what works for you. I want your sacrum on the floor the whole time, that bony flat part. I want your belly pulled into your spine so you protect it. And if you're able to, you can try the harder one first. You're going to straighten both legs, scissor the inner thighs, point your toes, and you can keep your head on the floor. It's easier. Or the very hardest one, you're going to lift your head and shoulders as you draw the belly button in, and you're going to pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, and switch. Keep your toes pointed. Pull, pull, and switch. Do any version of it. Let's do 10 more. 9. Again, you can put your head on the floor if you need to. 8. Or you can take one hand behind your head if you just need a little help. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release. All right, draw your knees into your chest. Okay. And let's take your hands behind your legs here, and we're gonna rock up to a seated position. And take your hands behind you. You're just gonna take the fingers pointing out, lift your sternum, so just lift your chest, and that should feel good. If it's okay with your neck, you can even drop your head back. And release. And then you can do the same thing, or you can make it a little harder, coming up to a tabletop position. And coming down, let's cross our feet. And we're gonna come onto all fours. And we'll do a little cat-cow for your spine, the health of your spine. Drop your belly and look up on the inhale. Exhale, round your back, tuck your tailbone under. Drop your belly, look up. Exhale, round your back, tuck tailbone under. So they say you're only as old as your spine, so if it's hard to do cat-cow, you should do it more often. Should. Inhale. Let's do 2 more. Asli, welcome. And release. Okay, let's bring our knees toward each other, and we're gonna drop the right leg back. Stretch out the calf, lift it up. And you'll just pulse it a little bit, firing the glutes. If you're able to lift your opposite arm, your left arm, this is really good for the erectors on your back to strengthen, and also the core and your balance. Let's do 6 more. And then we're just going to slowly bring your elbow and knee toward each other. If you're able to tap it and bring it out. If you're not, you can just pulse. Okay, we'll do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then you're gonna turn to your left, bend that back leg. Even if you can't catch it, just bend it. Fire your hamstrings. If you can catch it, it's a bonus. So you kick it away, open up. And release. Knees together. Take your left leg back and press the heel away from you and feel your left calf stretching. And then lift it straight up. Again, pulse it a little bit. The toes stay pointed down, so you have internal rotation in that hip, so you can fire the glutes. You should feel the glutes firing. If you can, lift the right arm. If you can't catch your balance, there's no shame. Just put both hands down, okay? So we're pulsing a little for 6 more. All right, elbow to the knee. Let's just do 6. It doesn't have to touch if it's too much for you. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. And turn to your right, catch it, kick it away. And release, we're gonna come down to your belly. So chin is down, bring your hands by your hips. And then we're gonna lift everything up, Shalabhasana. So squeeze between your shoulder blades. This is great for posture. Point your toes, lift your arms, lift your legs. And then exhale, come down. Again, up, also great for that those erectors on your back. Coming down. And last one, coming up. And relax. So now you're going to come into a Sphinx pose. Forearms are parallel to the sides of your mat for a nice little back bend like so. Anytime I say cobra, you can come right here. Otherwise, if you can do a full cobra, this is your cobra right here, or whatever feels good to you. I want your index fingers facing forward, so you have slight external rotation in your shoulders, so it's the safest. Elbows are slightly bent and pulled in towards your ribs. And then see my shoulders, you don't want it like here by your ears. So try to press down and lengthen your ears away from your shoulders. And there's no pinching in your low back. You're going to turn and look over your left shoulder, a little spinal twist. Turn and look over the right shoulder. And you're going to release, come on down. Take your right forearm down and turn to your left. You're just going to catch your foot, a little quad stretch here in case you can't do the harder one later. And you're just going to pull the heel in to the outside of your hip if you can. So just push it down as much as you can. Notice my fingers are facing back towards my knee. If you're able to, keeping your elbow up, you can flip the grip. Turn the toes forward and then fingers forward and curl the toes back for a deeper stretch. Other side, turning to your right, grabbing it and pulling it back. And release. You're going to come on to all fours, curl your toes, and you're going to pop back into a downward dog. So it's a triangle shape in your body. If this is too much for you, you can go against a wall. So I'll just pretend this is my wall. And you can press against the wall and do this. Even one-handed if one arm is not feeling it. That's your downward dog. All right, you're going to bring your right leg forward. Now you're going to bring your left leg forward. And if you can't reach the floor, you can use soup cans or blocks here. But you're going to bend the left knee. And you can take your right hand on your low back and turn the whole torso to your right. And if you're able to, extend the arm up so your shoulders are stacked. You should feel a nice IT band stretch on the outside of your right leg. And then other side, bending the right knee, twisting over to your left, or maybe lifting up. And release. And circle the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Circle the arms. Inhale, exhale, we're going to fold forward. Lift and lengthen, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. So we'll just do one round, taking the right leg back, left leg back, lowering to your belly, pointing your toes, and coming up for cobra, or your favorite version of cobra. Curling your toes under, downward facing dog. The right leg will step forward. Your left leg will step forward. And circle the arms up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. So just one more time today on the left side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Lift and lengthen, nice flat back. Exhale, folds. Left leg back, right leg back. Lower to your belly or chaturanga. Cobra. And downward facing dog. Left leg steps forward. Right leg steps forward. And circle the arms up. Exhale, hand in front of the heart. Okay, so we're going to start with the right shoulder. So let's take a warrior one. So I want your right leg forward. The left leg is at a 45-degree angle. So it's heel to heel alignment. And then you reach your arms overhead. And then you're going to just relax your arms down to the side. And you're going to hinge forward about 45 degrees. So I'll turn this way so you can see me. So you're just going to let the right shoulder loosey-goosey. Just let it hang and be loose. And then it's just going to come forward just under your knee. Your hand is just going to come just under the knee. And then to the inside of your thigh here. And from this position, you're just going to shrug your shoulder up to the ears. And then you're going to roll it back. So opening up your chest. It's called silk reeling for the shoulders. Hinging at the waist. Coming down. And then shrugging up and rolling out. So hinging, shrugging up and rolling out. So hinging forward. More of the weight is in the front foot. And then when you shrug and you roll it back, then you shift your weight back. Okay, so let's do 3 more. Shrugging it up, opening. 2. And last one here. Shrugging it up, rolling it out. Okay. And then just notice how that right shoulder feels now compared to your left shoulder. So just a little movement really helps to oil up the joints. So we're going to go ahead and switch legs. The left leg is going to come forward. And we'll do the same thing if you can on this side. So the hips are squared forward. You're going to exhale, come forward, and take your hand along the outer edge, right under the knee, and then shrug your shoulder up and roll it back and down. So hinging forward, shrugging it up and rolling it back. Shrug and roll it back. Nice and gentle, and we're oiling up our shoulder joints. Do 3 more. 2. Last one. Okay, now you're going to quarter turn to the right. So you're going to be wide leg forward fold here. So if you can't touch the floor, I want you to come to the wall or a table or chair like this, right? So your hips are going to be right over your ankles, and you're going to send the inner thigh spinning out. Your feet are parallel. Good. So from this position, you're going to take your right hand up in the air and twist. And then come back to center and then twist. So you're turning the whole torso to one side. 3. We'll do 3 more on this side. And then we'll take it the opposite direction with the other hand. So spinning the whole torso to my left, possibly your right if you're mirroring me. Let's do 3 more. And release. You're gonna bend your knees and you're gonna heel toe a little bit closer, heels in, toes out. And you're gonna just put your weight just over your kneecap, about an inch or 2 over that. So then you're just gonna do a little spiral twist here. Drop your right, I'll turn sideways so you can see. You drop your right shoulder forward and feel that nice twist. You can even feel it in the adductors. If you press your knees further away and sink lower, press your knees further away and sink lower, then you'll feel it deeper in those inner adductors. And then other side. And then release. Come on up. All right. So let's take your right leg forward. Heel to heel alignment like warrior 1. You're going to straighten the front leg. And then you're going to hinge forward with the right hand as far as you can. And then you're going to grab your shin or your ankle or anywhere along side. And for triangle pose, you're going to reach your arm up. You should feel that nice side body, deep quadratus lumborum stretch in the low back here. So try to separate, move your hip away from your ribs, the left side. Good. And then you're going to bend the front knee and go ahead and rest your forearm right here over the thigh for a side angle stretch. You can spin the back foot parallel to the top of your mat if you like. And then if you can reach to the floor, you can go for it, or fingertips. If it's too much, you just stay here, okay? And then take that top hand behind you. Roll your shoulder back. And so the crown of my head is tracking my second toe. So try to stay here. If you take a bind, a lot of people bring your head forward and stay here. Try to bring your head back so it's tracking your second toe. So this is the full bind. You don't have to do the full bind. Please don't do the full bind if you're not ready for it. Okay, you're going to windmill the hands down. You're going to step it back, lower to your belly, point your toes, find the cobra, and downward dog. Other side, left leg lifts. Bring your left leg forward for warrior 1. And you're just going to straighten the front leg, hinge forward with the left hand, grabbing anywhere alongside or grabbing a block on either side is fine. And find your triangle pose here. Again, trying to lengthen your side body as much as you can. And release. And we're going to come to a kneeling position. So pad up your knees if you need to. You can use a blanket. or even a pillow down on the floor. And we're going to stretch our hip flexors here. So take your right leg forward and interlace your fingers. And then you're going to bring your hips forward. Your hips are squared, so most of you should take your right hip back a little. And you're going to use your hands here on the thigh. So most of us sit all day, and so the hip flexors get really tight. So right now we're stretching the left hip flexors, pressing into that left knee and lengthening up through the crown of your head. So you can stay here. Some people can reach their arm overhead. And then you'll take your hands to the floor. You're just going to shift your hips back so you can straighten the front leg for a hamstring stretch. So you can bring your heel forward. The left hip is over the left knee somewhat, heel down, toes up, and you're isometrically dragging your heel back towards you. So if you don't have a yoga mat and it's hard to do this on a hard floor, you can just walk yourself up to a chair or some sofa and do this. Okay, just put your heel down, square your hips forward. You want to feel that hamstring stretch. So if you're dragging it back and you're able to, if you're more flexible, you can fold over the front leg. Okay, and then you're gonna switch. Other side, left leg forward, interlace your fingers, square your hips, and then exhale as you come forward, stretching those right hip flexors. We also carry a lot of emotions in our hips, so it's good to stretch out our hips. Let it go. Again, you can stay here or reach your arms up over your head. Fingertips to the floor, and you're going to shift your hips back, heel down, toes up, and isometrically dragging your heel back towards you. An option to fold over if you're more flexible. All right. We're going to come into a puppy pose. So you're going to have your knees wide. Your hips are over your knees. You're going to walk your hands forward and bring your forehead to the floor and stretch out your arms. Your shoulders. If you're able to, you can namaste your hands. Okay. And then you're going to come on to all fours, and we're going to do a hip opener. So we'll do pigeon, which is a favorite. I'll show you a modification if you can't get into it. But you're going to bend your knee to the outer edge of your mat if you can. For beginners, your heel is going to be right by your pelvic bone here, and you're going to square your hips forward. So a lot of people doing it for the first time really tight, and your hip is up really high. So you can put a blanket, you can roll a blanket under there like that for support if you like. Or if you just can't get into regular pigeon, then you're going to come onto your back and you're going to do figure 4. So it's the right ankle over the left knee for figure 4. The right hand goes between your thighs. Interlace your fingers behind your hamstrings or in front of your shin. So it's the same stretch, the piriformis and the outer hip. Okay, so you can stay here on your back, or you can be in regular pigeon. So I'll show the regular pigeon way. And here's where you release your hips, release the emotions that we carry in the hips. A lot of us carry, a lot of women especially, they say, hold the tension in their hips. So this is a great one to do. Okay, if you're in regular pigeon, you're going to straighten the arms. You're going to turn towards your straight leg, bend the leg, and maybe you can catch it and pull it in, or maybe you can't. So you can try. Okay, if you're on your back, you're going to do this. You're going to keep your leg where it is, and you're going to release your hands, and you're going to drop your right foot over to the left, grab your ankle, and then you have a nice outer hip, hard to reach stretch here. You can move your knee to your liking as to how deep to stretch. Okay? All right, now we're going to flip over to the other side and pigeon on the other side. So the left leg comes out to the side and you fold forward. And you really just let go here. Tuning into your body, tuning into the sensation. Take 3 more breaths here. And then you're going to straighten the legs. Again, if you're on your back, drop your foot over so that you can have a twist. Otherwise, we're going to turn to the straight leg and pull it in. And release. And let's come and lay on your belly. So we'll do a little back bend here. So it could either just be Shalabhasana, which is what we did earlier. It can even be Sphinx pose here. We just want to do a little back bend, lifting up. So if you're able to bend and go a little deeper, you can stay in Shalabhasana, of course. If you want to go deeper, grab your ankles, kick your shins away for Dhanurasana. Try to hold on to your ankles. Don't let go. Roll to your left. Open up your shoulders. Keep a little back bend and your balance back to center, other side. And back to center. And release. Stack your forearms and put your forehead and just relax for a few moments. All right. Then you're going to lay. Let's do this one. Let's do Janu Shirshasana. So the right leg is straight. The left leg is in like tree pose. And then you're going to spin the inner thighs out, because you want an anterior tilt of the pelvis. So the pelvis is like a cereal bowl. You want the milk to pour forward. So you're going to help it by spinning the inner thighs back. Okay, then your hands go behind you. Lift your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then take your left hand up. And as you exhale, you're going to reach your left hand towards the outside edge of your foot here. And then fold head to knee, Janu Shirshasana. If you can't reach your foot, you can grab anywhere along the outside of your calf here and fold. And if you have a belt and it's hard for you to go down, it might be easier to have a strap around the arch of your foot and just lift up and squeeze your shoulder blades together, nice flat back, and then pulling forward. Okay, so whichever way works for you. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you fold head towards your knee. So you should feel not only the back of your right hamstrings stretching, but your lower left quadrant of your back. And release. You're going to stamp your foot down and take it over, and we're just going to twist. So you can hug and twist to your left, or you can bring your elbow past your knee for a deeper twist. And release, and we'll do the other side. So left leg is down straight. Spin the inner thighs out. So spin the inner thighs on the glutes and the upper thighs. The right foot is like in like this. Hands behind you. Lift your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades. Lift your right arm up and exhale. It heads towards the outer edge of your foot. I also like to anchor the top of the thigh. You don't have to. You can try, see if you like it. Exhale, head towards your knee. Again, you don't have to touch. Just go to your 60 or 80% of your stretch. And slowly come on up, and we'll plant the right foot down. You can hop it over and lift and lengthen, and just hug your knee as you twist to the right. Or you can hook your elbow past your knee for a deeper twist, leaning into your back fingertips, lengthening up through the crown of your head. And release. And then we'll close out together. Just come into any comfortable seated position, or you can do Shavasana laying down. I like to close out together, lengthening up through the crown of your head. Big inhale through your nose. Open the mouth, let it out. As you surrender to your practice, just notice how you feel in your body, in your mind, in your whole state of being after our yoga class. And we'll take our hands out to the side, flip the wrists, turning the palms up. Inhale, arms overhead. And then bring your hands right in front of your heart center. Press your hands into your heart center as you smile and feel blessed. And smile and feel gratitude for all the things we have to be grateful for today, including our time together here in the virtual world. So with gratitude for this practice, let's offer one Om to seal it in, inhaling deeply. Oh. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. If you enjoyed the class, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget, I live stream every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 5 p.m. during quarantine. So please join me again. Thank you so much. Also, if you'd like to consider supporting my ability to make these, there's information under the description of the video. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of the weekend and hope to see you next time. Goodbye.